Hello and welcome to today's lecture. Now, on Sunday, I told you that today I would talk more about the Tree of Sounds, but I'm going to push that off until next Sunday again because we just finished yesterday the 41-day course of the Holy Season. You already know this because you probably participated in it each of those 41 days. We enlivened the great wave of creation by enlivening the reflective seeds, beginning with seed 41, which is its own reflective seed. Then we did 42 and 40, which are reflective of each other, technically 42, and then 40 is the reflective seed of 42, and then 43 and 39. And we did that for 41 days, and it was great fun for all of us and a great experience, and we enlivened the great wave of creation, which has a significant effect not only on each of us individually, but on the entire world. So here we are with just, well, for some of you, today is already the last day of the year. For the rest of you, it is the second to last day of the year, and I wanted us to do one last technique for enlivening the great wave to finish off the Holy Season course for this year. So, in the email that you received with the link for this video, and if you didn't receive it, just go to our website and you'll find it there, or call the office and we'll be able to send you the email with the link to it. You're going to find several attachments. And the first one, which is numbered 1, is an attachment that has the toes of creation, the traces of empty sounds of creation, those sacred sounds which enliven each of the 81 seeds. It is a listing of all of those sounds in the order in which they were released during the Holy Season course. So it begins with seed 41, then 42 and 40, then 43 and 39, 44, 38, and on until we reach 81 and 1. That one, what I would like is for all of us to enliven those toes of creation in that order. Enliven all 81 seeds in the order in which we enlivened them for enlivening the great wave of creation during this Holy Season course. And as we discovered last night, next year, 2021, is the year of the great wave of creation. So this will be a wonderful way to finish up the Holy Season course, and it will be a great way to lead into the year of the great wave of creation by enlivening the great wave of creation through this technique. So on your own time, whenever you have the ability to, but before 2021 comes in, go ahead and try to enliven those 81 seeds in that order, using the toes of creation. And of course, you'll be using your Song of the Spheres to do this. So that is the first handout on the email and the final homework project for all of us before the end of the year. Then, in the same email, with that link, you'll find some other links. The number 2 link is for the technique of elemental sequence. The number 3 link is for the rose ring family line sequence. And the number 4 link is for the golden ring sequences, the journey into creation and the expedition to the source. These are the 4 techniques that we learned last year during the Holy Season that Master Teacher Tote taught to us. These are the 4 techniques that Master Teacher Tote gave us. They involve the 3 rings, the wooden ring of elements, the rose ring, and the golden ring of Tote. Now that you have all of the toes of creation, all of the toes to enliven all 81 seeds, you now have the ability to do these techniques. So let's take a brief moment just to refresh your memory as to what these techniques do. First off, Lanta spoke about these techniques in general, and he said these techniques purify the body and restore health, free the individual from the binding influences of negative past actions of family members, and purify all layers of existence, leading to holy vision and profound fullness for the individual. So that was his general remark about all of the techniques, specifically about the wooden ring of elements and the technique of elemental sequence. The concept here is that through daily life, residue is left on the cellular level of your body, and this leads to physical problems. Enlivening the elements by enlivening the seeds with the wooden ring and the song restores the proper memory of the cells. It purifies the body, removing the residue of negative past action. So this is the technique of elemental sequence. You'll remember it from a year ago. It involves the wooden ring of the elements and the song of the spheres, and you enliven the 81 seeds in a very specific order, using the song of the spheres and holding or wearing the wooden ring of elements while you do that. Now with this handout that's numbered 2, you will have the sequence for the words for the elemental sequence, but you'll be using the toes of creation to do it. Then the family line sequence involving the rose ring. This one purifies the physical form offered through the family line. Now this is not from your own actions, but the thoughts and actions of your family members, of your ancestors, as well as your current family members. Those thoughts and actions of your ancestors and your current family members create residues that impact your health, your happiness, and your success. So by enlivening the family line sequence, you are helping to remove those residues that would otherwise negatively impact you, and those come from your family members. Then finally, the golden ring of Tote. This is for 2 sequences, the journey into creation and the expedition to the source. Journey into creation starts with seed 1 and goes to seed 81. Expedition to the source begins with seed 81 and goes down to seed 1. And here's what Lantos said. He said first off, he spoke about all of the rings, and he said, each ring contains a sequence code of the seeds. Each ring identifies a particular sequence of creation, enlivening totality. Each ring leads to fullness, fullness by way of a particular path. Each path leads to fullness. The ring of elements contains the sequence code for the elemental aspects of existence. When enlivened through initial rotations, the values of elements are purified within the physical form. The rose ring contains the sequence code for purification of the family line. The golden ring contains the sequence to reveal the highest expressions on the material plane of existence. All glory is received through the sequence code of the golden ring. Now, in case that wasn't good enough for the golden ring, Lantos said more about it. He said, the golden ring of Tote. Upon this ring, the symbols of Tote are inscribed. One who wears this golden ring carries the treasure of the highest knowledge of creation. History crowns certain treasure troves of knowledge. Knowledge of the ancients, knowledge contained in sacred libraries. This ring, the ring of Tote, enlivens the glorious treasure trove of the highest knowledge of creation. The individual adorned with this ring, in combination with the song, generates the supreme whirlpool of energy and knowledge, the essence of the process of creation in material form. It is the symbol of the highest knowledge. Knowledge purifies. The golden ring purifies all layers of existence. This is the ring, combined with the song, to open the doors to holy vision. So you'll remember those remarks from a year ago, and I just wanted to make sure that you remember them now, because those rings are still very beneficial, very valuable for you. And as you can see, when Lantos speaks of the golden ring of Tote, there is no shortage of superlatives that he attaches to that ring to help you understand the magnificent nature that it brings into your life. So why am I talking about these? Because remember a few months ago when Lantos spoke about this being an urgent and sacred time and what we need to be able to attain silence, to be able to attain the transformation, we need to increase the energy. And the way he said to do this was increase the initial rotations of creation on earth, spinning the song. But specifically, he said, enliven the toes of creation. These traces of empty sounds of creation, these sacred sounds of creation. Enliven these as much as possible. So what does that mean for you? Any of your personal sacred sounds? Use the song. Enliven them every morning, every evening, and any time throughout the day that you want to. But in addition to that, use these 4 sequences, the wooden ring of elements, the family line sequence, the journey into creation, the expedition to the source. Those 4 sequences that we received a year ago, enliven them now using the toes of creation. Now, they take some time to enliven, so you don't need to try to do all of them every day. It would be wonderful if you could do 1 each day. That would be great not only for you, but for the whole world. Now, if you can't do that, if you just don't have enough time, do your best to enliven each of the 4 sequences at least 1 time each week. So you'll be doing 4 sequences each week, whether it's just you do 1 every other day, whether you do 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday, whether you find out that Tuesday nights you have extra time, so you do all 4 on Tuesday nights. Whatever works for you, it would be of great benefit for you to enliven each of those sequences at least 1 time each week. And the whole world is going to receive the benefit from your enlivening those toes of creation. Remember, when you enliven the toes of creation, using the Song of the Spheres and those sacred sounds, you enliven the great wave of creation. And this is to everybody's benefit. So these are the ways that will be most fruitful for you, the ways in which you will receive the greatest benefits in enlivening these toes of creation for the benefit of the whole world. Use the rings, use the appropriate sequence for each of the rings, but of course, for right now, between now and the end of this year, make an effort to enliven the great wave of creation in the order in which we received the sounds during this holy season for this year. Okay, everyone. Thanks for joining me today. Have a great next few days, next couple of days, the last days of this year. I'll speak with you again on Sunday.